It is more than a hot beverage, more than something you drink in the morning to wake up. Every day, many Oregonians start their day using principles of Japanese tea ceremony, or chano-yu. Portland has been called a magnet for Asian tea traditions. In the next half hour, we'll show you how Oregonians have embraced Japanese tea tradition and made it their own. This is Chado, the way of tea in Oregon.
Imagine your life, that instead of being born to this, you were born to this. That's the reality for more than 800,000 men, women, and children in the Mathare Valley slum in Nairobi, who have barely enough electricity, no running water except from a spigot where God only knows where the water's coming from, and no septic system. Where small children have nowhere else to go to the bathroom but in the middle of the street.
From faucet drips to repairing fixtures to complete repiping, Krukman Plumbing has you covered. Many homes in the area are getting older and in need of a new water main. Krukman Plumbing uses a less evasive way to get you a new water main. No digging up your lawn. From garbage disposals to water heaters to bathrooms, Krukman Plumbing can take care of all your problems, big or small. Preventative maintenance is a must. Let us inspect your sewer and water pipes before it's too late. Krukman Plumbing. Honesty, integrity, excellence.
When it's time, when enough is enough, when you're ready, we'll be there. Awakenings by the Sea, where the journey of recovery begins.
Kathy was amazing with facilitating the sale of the house. She went above and beyond with communicating with my parents who bought the house from Arizona. She arranged for all the inspections, even when we had issues with the roof. On a scale from 1 to 5, I would definitely give her a 5. She was very personable and wanted to get to know me and what I wanted in a house. Kathy went above and beyond. She had many connections and was able to just get the process rolling. One of Kathy's tools is DocuSign, which made it easy for the long distance sale. It's a great house for me and my son, especially for my son because he has his own play area, his own upstairs little nook, which he loves. One of the nice things about working with Kathy is how positive she was and how she listened to my needs and what I wanted in a house. I love the house. It's amazing. Right when I walked in, I knew it was mine.
The working relationship I have with my clients is a collaborative one. We discuss what their needs are for their project and really take entail what they're looking for. So in this room, he really wanted a glamorous feel for when he takes pictures of different high-end models and just a really different era. So if you're going to go to Paris, this is what you might see. If you're going to go to Greece, this is what you might see. So in this room, I actually incorporate several different techniques. So I used a specialized texture that's called rough and regular. I used a Venetian plaster. I used a glaze. I actually used some gold highlights and some stencils. In the Spanish room, the certain effects that we used, mostly in that room because it was a lot of walls in there he wanted to do, we used a glaze. And so a glaze is basically a paint medium, clear, flowing, and you add your pigment into it and you can make any color. So the door, he really wanted to incorporate kind of like if you had a metal screen on it, but without being 3D as a metal, he wanted to just look 3D as a paint effect. So we took a stencil that was already made by a company that we liked. We put it on the door and actually painted onto the stencil, so when we pulled it back off, then it left an imprint. and then we just enhanced it by going over it several times. So in the geometric room, which is really cool, one of my favorites, lots of color, lots of black and white, lots of different walls. We did a lot of taping off in that room. So we used straight paint, basically, and glazes, and just taped off and went. One of the things my clients really appreciate about me is that we are professional, and it's the timeliness thing. They call me, they know they're gonna get me, they know that we're gonna come in, and that we're gonna get their job done when we say we are, and we don't leave until their job is done.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Rediscover Oregon. Today, Jeremy and I are going to take you to a place I'm sure you've been to. But have you seen everything? Our next stop, the Vista House at Crown Point in the Columbia Gorge. Traveling on the I-84 east towards Hood River, you're going to take the Corbett exit number 22. At the end of the exit, turn right. You'll now be going up a tree-lined hill. At the end of the hill, veer left and take another left, going east. You'll pass a Little Red Market. FYI, great barbecue. Stay left until the end of the road and you've reached the Vista House at Crown Point. Vista House is 98 years old this year. It was originally built for 3 reasons: to be a rest stop on the historic Columbia River Highway, as a viewpoint, and as a memorial to the pioneers. Dorothy Brownquiser is with the Oregon State Parks and Recreation Department.
When you come into the building, most people stop and they look up. The rotunda's gorgeous. There's 8 different Native American faces around the building. There's the names of the different pioneers across the top. But what catches people off guard is the limestone inside. The drinking fountains are actually carved out of the limestone, the marble floors, and a lot of people stop there. Some people come to the building and they don't even realize that you can go up on the balcony or you can go downstairs and see some of our exhibits. If you go upstairs, you're going to see up and down the Columbia River for up to 50 miles, depending on how clear it is. If you go downstairs, the stairs are along the outside of the building, and they are made out of marble, so you'll go down those marble stairs. All the woodwork downstairs is made out of mahogany, so the restroom doors, the partitions are all made out of mahogany. You can go one direction and see the Vista House mural, so we have a brand new mural. We had an original one from 2006, but the new one's painted just this year, and it kind of shows the view, which is nice. If you come here on a cloudy day or a misty day and you can't really see down the gorge, you can see what the view is if you go down into our mural room. The building is circular, so it's easy to lose people, but you can walk through our store and then you'll pop out near another set of exhibits that talk about the historic Columbia River Highway. Some of the ways that the highway were built, some of the roadhouses and restaurants that were here before. And what's really nice about looking at those exhibits is seeing the antique photos, so the old photos from the early 1900s. And you can actually compare now and then. We have another gallery that has photos side by side. Some are of the area in the 19-teens and 20s, and the other ones are from the 2000s. So you can compare how things were then and the way they are today. What's nice is Oregon State Parks is working with ODOT and other agencies in the gorge to bring back that historic look. So Vista House was renovated between 2001 and 2006, and it's back to its original condition. That's what we did during that 5 years. It's $4 million, so a very, very big project, but it looks the way that it did back when it was built in 1918.
Well, there you have it. Something you may have missed at Crown Point. Please follow us on Facebook. I'm Tim McRobert. Thanks for watching.
Southeast Works is a community-based organization founded in 1997. Our mission is to strengthen the economic health and well-being of our diverse Southeast Portland community. 14 years later, we have 29 full-time employees and 154 volunteers who assist individuals in connecting to higher education and the workforce. Our annual budget of $2.75 million funds 3 centers of excellence: our Youth Center, Reentry Employment Center, and our WorkSource Center. Our goal is to break the cycle of poverty. Our Reentry Employment Center assists men and women who have been incarcerated and are returning to society. We provide housing assistance and support services and act as an advocate and a liaison with employers to assist in job placements. We know that living wage employment and stable housing are the key to success.
Before I got the treatment, before I decided to get myself clean and sober, I was on the streets, using crack cocaine, committing petty crimes, in and out of jail, just running amok in the streets, living an unhealthy life. And I decided one day that enough was enough. I was coming out here to Southeast Works. I was doing my MRT classes. I was doing job clubs. I was doing everything that they asked of me because I knew that one day it would pay off for me and that I could be successful. So during that time, we put my resume together. We made phone calls. We did informational interviews. Today I'm living a life clean and sober. I'll be celebrating 3 years in March. I have my own place. I have a home, a roof. I pay rent. I pay bills. I have a job. I'm able to put food on my table. But the most important thing to me in all this is that I'm able to be in my daughter's life. I'm able to be in my mother's life. I'm able to be a family now. I have a fiance who's now really a part of my life, and we together as a team with Southeast Works as on my team, and a big part of that is the people here at Southeast Works. From the top to the bottom, it's just people who really care about people like me, who care about people that are out there, that are willing to change their life. They will help you with anything you need and help guide you in that right direction if you really want to change your life.
Our youth center assists young adults between the ages of 17 to 24 who have dropped out of the regular school system to obtain a GED and transition to college. Through our accredited alternative education school funding from Portland Public Schools, Work Systems, Portland Development Commission, and the Wan Young Trust, we provide classroom instruction, mentoring, and volunteer tutor supports, and have assisted over 500 youth to transition to college.
Before Southeast Works, I skipped school on a regular basis and just hung out with friends all day long, and then eventually got expelled freshman and sophomore year and went through treatment facility, and then 6 months later transferred into Southeast Works. Before, I was irresponsible, messed up all the time, never was reliable for anything, owed a lot of people money, did just all kinds of the wrong stuff. And when I got there, Kenny and everybody else taught me how to learn how to be responsible, and taught me that going to school was good for me instead of going and just falling off. If it wasn't for Southeast Works right now, I would be probably locked up. So I owe them my life right now.
Gerald Carver.
When I graduated, it was probably the happiest day I probably ever had in my life. Probably the greatest experience I could have ever had. I want to get my master's degree in either ancient history or archaeology, to either become an archaeologist or a history professor for a university. If you have time to stop screwing up before you get screwed out of high school completely, do it. Just stop and finish high school. But if not, then Southeast Works is probably the best bet for you.
Our WorkSource Center gives job seekers the resources they need to be more competitive in the job market. We provide the resources to be successful in job searching, resume writing, interviewing, and support those seeking assistance for retraining. In the last year, we had more than 25,000 job seeker visits to our WorkSource Center.
Before Southeast Works, it was very difficult to figure out how to get in and get an interview. So much has gone virtual with the internet and online job postings. With Southeast Works assistance, I was able to figure out a little better interviewing methodology, as well as how to utilize the internet for finding work. Here at Southeast Works Center, I worked in several of their classes, learning methodologies of interviews, resume writing, a job club that was here that was very helpful. Utilizing the computer works at Southeast Works, I was able to look at job posting boards that they have throughout the internet, using the referral line here at Southeast Works to get matched to state listed jobs. Very helpful. I'm real relieved to find work. Right now it's a little tight for everybody, and I fully appreciate having found work. I'm feeling lucky for that purpose. Working through Southeast Works, it's been a real encouragement to keep looking. It gets a little distracting and discouraging once in a while. My job now is working with a very large engineering firm. We're doing a public project, very nice, a little high profile to it, and gets me back into an arena that I haven't worked in a little while. Used a little older skill, bringing it back to life and working well for them and me. If I were to meet somebody on the street and they say I just got laid off or fired or whatever, I would say the first thing you need to do is get listed in with Southeast Works and get the classes they teach, learn what they have to teach, get online, get posted. There's a lot of resources here. It really helps.
Portland has a lot of many good causes, but when I think of the best causes, it goes to the more basic needs of food, shelter, and clothing. When thinking about joining up with an organization, I thought Southeast Works would be great, because if you give a person a job, the food, shelter, and clothing take care of themselves. The easiest way to give to Southeast Works is by going to our website, seworks.org. If a check is easier, you can mail a check directly to Southeast Works, 7916 Southeast Foster Road, Portland, Oregon, 97206. If you're interested in volunteering at Southeast Works, feel free to call our front desk at 503-772-2300, and they will direct you to our volunteer coordinator. One of the greatest joys I get from volunteering at Southeast Works is to see a person get a job. Their outlook changes, their face lights up, there's a swagger in their step, and they know they have a bright future ahead of them. At Southeast Works, we don't give a hand out, we give a hand up.